Welcome to episode 27 of Tools in the Hall. This episode is a little bit shorter than most because we don't have a big shipment to show you, but there are some things that I have not shown you before, so I wanted to at least make sure we spotlighted those. So let's get to it. The first and perhaps least exciting thing is green roll lock discs. These are the 2-inch ones that you put on your die grinder and use for surface conditioning. So I got a box of 25 of them. It's a restock of regular items. Another thing that's hardly exciting at all is K-Tool has these socket racks. K-Tool or Hanson make these. I think there's another company or two, Ernst might have these as well. K-Tool tends to be less expensive, so those are the ones that we stock. They come in a 3-piece set too with a 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2-inch spindles. That's a 1/4 inch that somebody wanted specifically. K-Tool also has a pretty decent extractor set. These are the kind that are square fluted, so you drill a hole first in your broken bolt, tap these into it with a hammer, and then see if you can unscrew it that way. They always break, but they have a lifetime warranty on them, so if they do break or when they break, I'll just give you a new one. I just got some batteries back from Milwaukee. Those are warranty items. A couple of miscellaneous chrome sockets and stuff, nothing to really brag about. But here is a rather nice set of wrenches from K-Tool. There's a whole set of them. This one is the set that goes to 32. All right, it's a metric set. It goes from 8 millimeters to 32 millimeters. These are the nice full polish combination wrenches. There are no special features on these. There's nothing on the open end to grab bolt heads or anything. They're just a regular set of plain old wrenches. They are very serviceable. They do an excellent job. We sell a bunch of these because the pricing is rather good. And I haven't seen a broken one yet. No one really complains about them for the money. They're hard to beat. I think the whole set's a couple $100. So it's usually the one that guys go for if they, they don't have a burning desire to have Snap-on branded stuff, or the really expensive wrenches that have all kinds of snazzy features on them. They don't need ratcheting box ends. If someone just wants a regular set of combination wrenches, this is a very difficult deal to beat because the pricing and the quality is so good. So this one's going to a customer Thursday. And it comes in a nice roll-up pouch with a Velcro strap around it. I think I showed you these on one of the previous tool hauls. It's a 12-piece metric, yes, I'm not lying, metric 1/4 drive chrome swivel socket set from Gearwrench. Compare the pricing on these to any of the other tool trucks and you're saving a lot of money. These are going for $130, I think, maybe 130, 150, something like that. But price them out at any of the other tool trucks, and I think you'll find that you're saving a few $100 on this set. Sometimes they do a bundle deal with a bundle in the quarter drive set with a 3/8 drive set, and you get some special deal on them. But and when they do, it's a particularly good deal. But as it is, these are just as reliable as any other brand. The pins are always going to break on them, so go for price because everyone's got a lifetime warranty. Everyone's got the same basic construction. They all break. Save yourself a few bucks. Go with these. Even Sonic's got a pretty good set too, and they might actually run a little bit less than the Gearwrench ones. But we put the Gearwrench ones on the truck most of the time, unless there's a particularly compelling deal somewhere else. I've got the tool grid products that I've been carrying out for a while. If you want to see a complete breakdown, click up here to see my video review of the tool grid system. I have to restock the socket clips and containers. These are the red standard socket clips. This is the 1/2 inch drive size, and then there's also 3/8 and 1/4 in the same shipment. Bags of 25 pieces each. And I'm glad that we're carrying these now because they have been pretty good sellers. They're very popular with diesel mechanics more than the automotive guys. But I notice most of the guys who work on the big stuff buy these. And it was a while until we could carry them, and I was bummed out because for a while it seemed like only Cornwell and Mako had them. But our distributors got them in, and they've been good sellers ever since. What else? I'm a big fan of Coast lights, as you know if you've watched this channel before. If you're brand new to the channel, check out some of my Coast light reviews. I'll put a link up here for that. They have a value that you don't find in other brands. And as big a fan as I am of Streamlight, and I am, Coast has them beat in 2 features and price. The features that Coast has in their lights is they own 2 patents. One's for a focusing beam and the other's for dual power. So this comes with a rechargeable power cell. And if you need to pop in some batteries before you can put a charge on this, you can drop in alkaline batteries. And that's on most every one of their lights. They have that feature. So there's a nice value in being able to focus the beam because you can make that beam wider or more intense, and you can get a brighter light out of a lower lumen rating because you can intensify that beam. And there's a convenience factor in being able to use 2 different types of batteries. The best part about them, though, is their lifetime warranty. All their stuff has a lifetime warranty, and I can swap it out on the truck with you to minimize your downtime. If we have Streamlight products, we have to send them into Streamlight, and they'll send us new stuff or they'll fix it. But as far as convenience goes, it's these guys all the way. And that's why we stock them on the truck. And when I have a conversation with people who may not be familiar with the brand about why Coast and not Streamlight, I tell them those things, and usually they'll opt for the Coast product. If they don't, we can get them Streamlight stuff. And I do carry some Streamlight products all the time. Like their Pocket Mate lights are very good. Their Bandit headlamps are very inexpensive and high quality. So those are things that we normally keep on the truck anyway. But as far as their stylus USB Pro lights, their Stryons, or their Stingers, we don't generally stock those because Coast has some very good equivalents to those. This is the 14-piece standard wrench set from Gearwrench. These are the 90-tooth wrenches, and this has taken the place in the lineup of their older, what they call the regular Gearwrench, which was the original design with, I think, 72 teeth on it. And those have been the de facto for years and years and years. And they're cycling those out and bringing in the new 90-tooth ones. Tough to beat for the price. I love their new packaging. They're nice square boxes that have the wrench sets and a plastic wrench holder in them. They display much nicer on the shelves because A, they upgraded their design, and I think the new design looks really good, and B, they're easier to stack and line up on the shelf, better than just having a shrink-wrapped set of wrenches on the wrench holder, which is what they and many other companies did for years. But it made it kind of inconvenient to display them because they were being a trapezoid shape. It's hard to lay them out on the shelf right. They're a little difficult to see. This way I can stack them like on end and you can read it, or I can display the front panel, you can read it. And it's a much nicer, much more attractive package. So they're eye-catching, and I don't think it's a coincidence that since they changed the packaging design, these things have been selling way more than I would sell regular wrench sets, because people will come on the truck, they'll see these and say, oh, I'll take that. Instead of, you know, not being so eye-catching, and if people don't remember that they need it, they may not ask. This way, catches the eye, very good sellers. We've been restocking these regularly because they're selling so good. Astro Pneumatic has a very good digital tire inflator, and this guy is a higher throughput, higher flow rate than like the Milton ones. Somebody told me, and I tend to believe it because they look so similar, that Astro makes this same one for Snap-on that they sell under the Blue Point brand. I can't confirm that that's true, but it certainly makes sense to me. I mean, if you've seen the Blue Point one, tell me, is this not the Blue Point one? These are particularly nice because they have this beautiful braided hose and a nice lock-on chuck. The other advantage to this is it uses AAA batteries instead of the flat round batteries, so it's more readily available to replace the batteries, and you just pull back the cover here to get the battery compartment. Very, very handy. A nice backlight on the display. And the pricing isn't too bad. They've I think about $135 for these. They also have a new one, same model, but they came out with a green version, which, no surprise, has been selling pretty well because guys like green. So between the blue and the green, they sell equally well. I'm just glad they came up with a color option. A couple more tool grid items. I've been waiting on these for a while. They just came off of back order. Among the other accessories that Tool Grid has, they've got these containers, and there's a bunch of different sizes. This is a 3-inch by 3-inch container, and there's this 3 by 9-inch container. They also have 3 by 6 containers and 6 by 9s. In addition to the containers, they also have dividers. So depending on which container you have, they have these little partitions that you can put in them to divide them up and create multiple different storage options within the containers. And I got one customer in particular who's been asking me for these, so I'm very glad for him that these finally came in, because now we can finally get some more containers. And like those red standard socket clips, there's also the blue metric socket clips that came in, again, in 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2 inch drive sizes. And the packages, when I order them, they also contain the set screws that you can use to affix the clips to the Tool Grid boards. If you haven't familiarized yourself with the Tool Grid system, please do, because I think it's a particularly good way for you to gain some efficiencies in your workflow. And when you do that, if you save just a few minutes per car, then if you're flagging hours for a living, before too long, you're going to be making a lot more money using this kind of efficiency with other kinds of efficiencies. And I refer to things like this as a tool of refinement, because it allows you to be a little bit better in certain ways. You can take your game from one level and take it up a notch or two. And when you buy tools of efficiency, or tools of refinement rather, and you become more efficient, things like the tool grid system, things like the Forma funnel that I've talked a lot about, things like a tire inflator that cuts down your time to fill a tire. All these things make for a more efficient workflow for you. So if you can gain 5, 10, 15 minutes a car because you're not searching for tools, or you can work on something faster, or you buy a tool that allows you to work on something else while the tool's doing the job for you. These are all ways that you can gain time in your day, work on more cars, and get paid more money. And Cass Nichols, who I've done a lot of videos with, and he's a good friend, and he's got a great channel, so check out Speedwrench Customs on YouTube. I'll send a link below. He and I have done a lot of stuff together, and I learned a lot from him. And he said to me very early on in our relationship that a technician could easily earn $1,000 more per year if he was well organized. And since he told me that, I kind of asked around to see what other people's opinions are. And mostly people think that that's a low figure. That if you're very well organized, you can earn maybe thousands of dollars more per year because you can work on that many more cars per day, per week, per month, and per year. So when there's real value there for you, take advantage. Whatever the small cost is for getting in on a organizational system, or a tire inflator, or upgrading hand tools, or going to some more efficient, faster power tools, whatever that incremental cost is, you will earn back in spades. So sometimes it's worth the investment. Just don't throw good money after bad and make dumb decisions when it comes to buying stuff. But do some research and see where you can gain some speed and efficiency and all the rest of it without spending a stupid amount of money on it. I know guys that have 2, even 3 sets of tools because it's more efficient for them to have a set of tools in their home shop and a set of tools at their day job and maybe a smaller set in their truck, so that they always have something available, because even they realize efficiencies when they're not having to tote tools back and forth in forgetting something or losing something or whatever the case is. They know there's money to be made there. And the folks who can identify the areas in their workflow where they can make more money do, and they do very well for themselves as a result. So there's a money-making tip for you. All right. Whoops. Milwaukee has this grinder. I'm sure that you're familiar with their grinders if you haven't seen them before, but this one is their 4.5 to 5-inch paddle switch grinder, no lock on the switch, and they are pretty standard in either the corded or the cordless version, depending on which one you want to go with. The cordless kit comes with 2 high-capacity batteries, a charger, and a bag, and this one is going to a diesel road tech that works up in North Austin, so I'll be delivering that to him this week. And last, not least, is the PowerProbe IV. I don't sell a whole lot of these because honestly, they're confusing to most people. And they have features that you may not use. PowerProbe IIIs, in my opinion, everyone should own one because they're very basic at what they do, fairly easy to learn, very easy to use. They give you voltage reading. They can inject power into a component so you can test. To see if it works. Even pulling a component out of a car and putting it on the bench, you can apply 12-volt power to it. You can even step down the output power to 5 volts to test 5-volt computer subsystems in some cars. And you can also check for ground. The PowerProbe IV does all those things plus some advanced features. There's an updated display, so it gives you more information on the display. You can check multiple DC voltage sources simultaneously. It also allows you to check for resistance because there's an ohm meter built in, and you can check PCM. You can check PCM and ECMs because there's a driver in there that can check computer subsystems too. So it gives some advanced features that the 3 doesn't have. Not everybody has an application for this particular model, but for those guys who do, it fits the bill. And I had a customer who asked me for this one specifically, so I'll be delivering that to him on Tuesday. So that's really pretty much it for everything that we had today. I know it was a short one, but thanks for watching, because there's some things in here that I know you haven't seen on a tool haul before, especially that grinder from Milwaukee and the PowerProbe IV. So do me a favor and keep watching, because we've got lots of other videos coming down the line, including more air tool repair videos, and I've been getting some really good input on those videos. So thank you for the comments. Keep those coming. I've been learning a few things from guys that have been telling me about some possibilities for getting more up to speed on the different models out there, as well as someone who gave me some good input on lubricants to use. So keep the comments coming. I'm fairly new to that end of things myself, so I appreciate the ability and the chance to learn from you. And we've also got some more tools in the haul videos, of course, as well as some product breakout videos. So do me a favor, click down here now to subscribe so that you don't miss any of it. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, use a tool. Don't be one.